Good mo- Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I am Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And we have Mark on the line from Trade Winds over at Loop City at the Sherman Reservoir. Let's find out what Mark is up to. Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
Good. Yourself?
Well, we're doing pretty well. It's full steam ahead on summer. Have fair coming here this weekend and next week. And there's Thomas County Fair and all sorts of things happening all around the area, including your way. So we're just doing our thing, and I know you've been busy too.
Yeah, we got the fair going on this week.
Good.
So I'm just kind of doing what we can when we can.
That's the way we're just getting up in the morning and seeing what happens, right? We'll just go with the flow. How's the fishing over there?
Pretty good, actually. White bass are starting to school at the top of the water in the mornings and in the evenings, and guys are out chasing them around. It sounds like the guys that are out night fishing are hitting it pretty hard, so that's a good thing. Catfish are the big flatheads. We're still a little bit early for them, but the channel catfish are going real good, and then of course guys are still doing pretty good on the walleye and crappie, believe it or not. So.
Well, that's great. Do you remember since you've been running Trade Winds that we've had a summer that's been this comfortable to go fishing? I mean, really, this is the end of July basically, and I think we're talking about maybe 90 the next day or so. That would be welcomed in past summers. That would be a cool down. So have you experienced anything like this for a while anyway?
No, actually, no. It's been kind of crazy. You know, it's the amount of moisture we've had is just ridiculous. So
yeah.
I mean, the lake's only. I'd be surprised if the lake was 2.5 feet down. So.
Boy, that makes it a lot of fun for the fishermen and for the folks who are out there pulling skis around and tubing and doing all that sort of thing. You probably haven't had that water level on this date either.
No. I mean, it's amazing, you know. And they're downstream. There's very few guys irrigating yet. So
right. Well, we haven't had a rain for a little while. We would like to get some rain without the hard stuff and the hail. We've experienced that here a number of days ago now. How are you guys coming out with that this year? I mean, you've had good rains. Have you had some storms that's done some damage over there?
No. We've been very fortunate and missed pretty much all the hailstorms. You know, we had some pretty good windstorms, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And you know, I was figuring it up. We're over 36 inches of rain this year since April 1st.
Wow.
That's something else. That's great. That's great for everything, other than the guys trying.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we always forget about those guys trying to put up hay, but they have had a little window here now lately, Mark. So how's things at the marina? I know that we talked last time about your hours may change down the road as kids go back to school and college kids and getting back to class and so forth. How you holding up there?
Oh, we're still running the same hours this week. The boss, the wife, she's talking about maybe after next week changing the hours, but you know, after the kids go back to school, there's just virtually just three of us, and
yeah, and you
can only put in so many hours a day before you're just an unbearable SOB to be around.
Yes, you don't want to get to that point. That's
right.
for sure. That's for sure. And so any time's a good time to come in and have something good to eat, cool off at Trade Winds. And again, this year you've expanded your kitchen. The beer garden's bigger. You've made a lot of really nice changes there. People seem to be enjoying that. And you have all these specials that people are coming to enjoy, whether they're fishing or camping or not. Sometimes they just, let's go out to the trade winds and have something to eat, right?
Yeah. I mean, like tonight's chicken fried steak or chicken fried chicken night, and we've got people driving 45 minutes for our chicken fried chicken. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
But,
crazy, but it sounds good.
Yeah. Our menu is continuous evolving. So make sure if you come and eat, just ask us what else. What do you got that's not on the menu, and we can give you a list of the few things that we don't have on the menu because we've kind of created them and after we had the menus printed up and as the years progressed, we've created a few more dishes. So
yeah, well, that's kind of unusual, I think, Mark, in a marina along the lake where there's additional things that aren't on the menu, and your menu's expanded so much. That's really a compliment to your service, your desire to serve the customers with what they want and what you can fix up for them just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So great job on that. What are your hours right now?
we're open 6 to 9, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. right now.
Okay, and that may change.
And we will be the rest of the week. And like I said, the big boss, she's talking about maybe changing them, and I don't know. I mean, we may close a little bit earlier during the week, and we may open a little bit later during the week. I don't know what she's got planned, so
Sure.
I just do what I'm told.
Yeah,
After 29 years, you just do what you're told.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Mark. Brent and I both believe that you'll be better off for that.
Yeah, I don't even look when I cross the street anymore.
But that first 5 years you did, though, for sure, didn't you?
Yeah, I ran.
Have any questions, Brent?
No, I don't think so. I think the questions I had, Mark answered already. I was kind of curious about the water level in the lake, and it sounds great. So what?
I just can't believe how much water's in the lake.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How about camping availability before we close?
I think the RV sites, we have some openings this week, but I believe with the fair and a reunion, I think our cabins are all booked up for this week. But
Okay.
you can give us a call and talk to the girls, and they'll let you know what's available for sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm sure I am. I should probably ask my wife.
Well, just throw out that phone number so they can ask the boss. How's that?
You bet. Give us a call, 308-745-1187. And then follow us on Facebook. We do a pretty good job of advertising our daily specials and stuff on our Facebook page. So
Okay. All right. Well, Mark, I hope you have a great remainder of the week and weekend. Look forward to talking to you next week.
you bet. We'll be around.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. 7:39 is your time. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We're going to play the game real quick. It's Runs a Day today.
Yes, it is. And we've got another question regarding the landing on the moon 55 years ago. And here's your question. After they returned to Earth, how much time did the crew spend in quarantine coming back from the moon landing? Was it 3 days, 7 days, 15 days, or 21 days? After the crew of Apollo 11 came back from landing on the moon, how much time did they spend in quarantine? Was it 3 days, 7 days, 15 days, or 21 days? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
Waking up Central Nebraska.
They are so funny.
KCNI, KBBN.
Drew is enjoying the new ice cream sandwich from Runza.
I like to call it a cookie hugwich.
Huh?
Because it's really just 2 fresh baked chocolate chip cookies giving some chocolate vanilla twist ice cream a hug.
Oh,
Like the ice cream got a little sad and the cookies were like, "Oh, come here, buddy."
well, that is adorable. Try Runza's new ice cream sandwich today. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day.
All right, we didn't get a call. That's unusual. I believe the reason we're not getting calls on these questions is they didn't actually land on the moon.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the conspiracy. Well, there's
Yeah.
a whole movie out
Yes.
now called Fly Me to the Moon that kind of talks about that, I think.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. After the crew of Apollo 11 returned to Earth after landing on the moon, they spent 21 days in quarantine.
21.
Yep.
I wonder if they were just hanging out for 21 days since they didn't really go to the moon, eating TV dinners.
I don't know. Drinking Tang, right? Isn't that what they...
Yeah.
Tang wasn't that what you took to the moon was
Yeah.
Tang, if I remember right?
They probably gave them TV dinners and Tang and give them Slinkies.
Yeah.
Hang out for 21 days.
There you go. Try to get reacclimated.
There you go. We'll be right back. Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your option.
Headaches, ear ringing, neck pain, dizziness, brain fog. Is your jaw pain to blame? Pearson Physical Therapy wants to be your partner in finding out. Tension and dysfunction in the jaw and surrounding muscles can lead to a number of symptoms that disrupt your daily life. It can be hard to know who to seek out for help. We invite you to come see us at Pearson Physical Therapy to learn how your jaw dysfunction can be managed so that you can get back to not having to deal with daily aggravation. Call us at 872-5800 or stop by on West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Rise and shine.
All right. The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
7:42, and I just have to clear up rumors again. And this rumor's been going around before. Mentioned it at the chamber banquet, the last chamber banquet. But the manager of BD is not taking over the breakfast show. He's not going to become your new co-host.
Oh, okay.
Just, I know his name sounds like my
Yes,
name.
yeah.
It's Dave Bergy, but it's not going to happen, at least that I'm aware of, unless there's some sort of a corporate takeover.
Ah.
But he's pretty busy. Dave's
Yes.
pretty busy out at BD. So I don't think the chances are high that he's going to become your co-host.
Okay.
But
all right.
it's all over the social media again.
Sure.
So, by the way, if you're looking for a great place to work, BD has a great career for you. They're hiring. They'd love to have you join their team. They offer competitive wages, a team environment, day one benefits. Some of those benefits that you get on the first day that you work there include health, life, dental, tuition, reimbursement, and more. Apply online at bd.com/careers. They also have an open interview day every Wednesday from 3 until 4 in Broken Bow. And so you can do it either way, but they'd love to talk to you. Again, online it's bd.com/careers or stop in on Wednesdays between 3 and 4.
So blessed to have Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow. If you're not familiar with them, they are a assisted living facility that specializes in those battling Alzheimer's and dementia. Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow, where they believe an active life is a nurturing experience, and at their facility, residents can thrive and live an active lifestyle. Activities can bring about a feeling and sense of self-worth, and they try to provide that at Quality Senior Villages. So to find out more about their facility, the services that they offer, please give them a call today at 872-6387. That's Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow, 872-6387.
The Chamber of Commerce asks you to get ready for tomorrow. It'll again be Thursday in the park, market on the square again tomorrow. Vendors will be bringing in products from all across the board, and there's sure to be something there for everyone. I would imagine the produce is getting a little bit more plentiful as we go through summer. And you can find the vendors in the square tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Also remind you that coming up is the couple of things, women's steak fry and men's steak fry. Now, the women's steak fry is on August 5th out at the Broken Bow Golf Club. They'll start at 5:15. tickets are $30. Men's steak fry is on August 12th. They'll start at $5.15, and they'll have tickets for $35. So show your employees that you appreciate them by treating them to a great meal and a networking opportunity. Tickets are on sale now for the steak fries. Call the Chamber to order them, 872-5691, or stop by their office at 424 South 8th Avenue, Suite number 4.
All right. Our friends at Wild Rose Gallery want you to know about a big photo and art competition that they are opening up for everyone 14 years of age and older. All types of art may be entered. Things like fiber arts, sculpture, woodworking, pastel, paint, floral decorations, colored pencil, photos, pottery, etc. And they do want to stress you don't have to be like a professional artist to enter and win. They want you to enter. So enter as many times as you would like. It's $5 entry fee for each entry. And items need to be brought to the Wild Rose Gallery for the competition from 9 to 1 on August 17th. And then there will be a public reception on Friday for everybody to look at the works on Friday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. Now, they are paying out a grand prize of $100. Also, 6 awards of excellence at $25, and 10 honorable mentions will receive $10. So tell your friends and family and get involved. It's a big photo and art competition through Wild Rose Gallery in Broken Bow, and it's open to everyone 14 years of age and older.
Chapin's Furniture, Square One Boutique in Broken Bow. It's Wednesday.
What's for Wednesday, Dave?
At Chapin's Furniture and Square One Boutique, they're saying, what's for Wednesday? Well, today, they're starting their summer clearance on Square One Boutique fashions. So starting today, you can save 25% off summer fashions, and this will continue through the weekend. And they still have lots of styles and sizes to choose from, so stop in while the selection is hot. It's What's for Wednesday at Chapin's Furniture, south side of the square in Broken Bow. 25% off summer fashions starting today on Wednesday at Chapin's Furniture, Square One Boutique.
Coming up later in the show today between 8 and 9 o'clock, we're going to have a lot of people coming in to talk about the activities at the Custer County Fair. And one of the things we'll be talking about, of course, is the Free Pit Barbecue. And you're reminded of the Free Pit Barbecue, which will be served on Monday, July 29th at the Custer County Fairgrounds, serving from 5:30 until 7 p.m. Of course, we affectionately remember it now as the Tuffy Winberg Memorial Free Pit Barbecue, and it's coming up on Monday, July 29th. Free beef sandwiches, beans, chips, water or tea, Dairy Queen handing out dilly bars, and a lot of volunteers and donors come together to put on this wonderful event, which is in its 54th year. So come on out and enjoy the Free Pit Barbecue at the Custer County Fair on Monday, July 29th. They'll start serving at 5:30.
The Nebraska Department of Transportation has openings for highway maintenance workers to join the team in Arthur, Hyannis, Mullen, Stapleton, Thedford, and in Broken Bow. And they were looking for hardworking, dependable people. If you're hired, they'll provide training for you, career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, a work-life balance, and comprehensive benefits package that includes a matching retirement contribution. And you have to apply online only for this job. The statejobsnebraska.gov address is the way to go there. statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online state application must be completed. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. Mr. Mike Evans is in the studio from Evans Feed in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Good morning.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
How are you guys?
Well, we're good. We're good.
Oh, you look good in that red T-shirt.
Thanks. You like
Pretty
it?
cool looking, yeah.
It's our 75th anniversary T-shirt.
That's
Would you
cool.
like one?
One of these days, yeah. I don't know. That one's a little small for me, I'm afraid.
This is an XL.
Especially in the arms, I'm guessing.
No, I don't know about that. Probably in the belly part.
No. You can be thin and still have a big belly. I can tell you that. But yeah, we got some shirts in the back. Why don't you grab one before you go? Have Kristen help you.
Cool.
And
Appreciate
I guess
that.
we've got the coffee cups.
Yes, I got a great coffee cup. I'm sorry I'm drinking out of my Earl May one this morning, but I got a buddy that his wife's grandpa was Earl May, so...
Is that out in Iowa?
Yeah, in Shenandoah.
Yeah, Shenandoah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah. But, yeah, you're looking sharp.
Thanks.
And I was thinking, I was listening on the way out, that art contest is coming up, right?
Right.
Yes.
I remember you've got some artistic skills that I've seen in a book somewhere.
Yeah, you gave me a little plastic display of that. I have it in my office.
Yeah, I think maybe you should enter that if it's never been entered.
I don't think it has. It was published.
It was published, yeah. So maybe you can't enter it then.
What was that? The Custer County. It was art.
Tales of
something.
Tales of Broken Bow or Custer County or something like that. It was a good book.
Yeah, it was a picture of people dancing at a ball.
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of like cartoon characters, but
yeah.
You drew it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
There's plenty of artists around here that were in that book.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool book.
His
I
class,
would like to
mostly
see that.
Dave's class or high school class, something like that.
Yeah, I was in junior high, I think.
Oh yeah, I think you were in junior high. Yeah.
I think if you really want me to, I'd make a picture for you of a stock car. I was very good at making stock cars.
Very nice.
And I also like to draw guys with beards because you could do different goatees and things.
Yeah.
Now, did you do this while school was in session?
Yes.
Like, I see.
That was an art club.
What was it during art class or history class that you were
all classes
doodling?
All art was for me was during all classes.
Okay.
Mike, what's happening at the feed store? It's right smack dab before the fair.
We're just making show mixes, and we got a great supply of wood shavings on hand for all the 4-Hers and FFAers out there, and we always give a discount every year for the ones that are using it for 4-H and FFA bedding out here at the fairgrounds. And for once, I don't have to worry about supply. I'm sitting on about 2 loads right now, so we're in good shape.
Good.
And just trying to get ready to manage the heat a little bit in the warehouses and, normal stuff right now.
Here's a question that you'll probably find odd, but do they still make oyster shell?
Yes.
They still do.
And you don't have to worry about the heat on oyster shell. It would probably last 50 years without getting rotten because it's just oyster shell. But
here's the rest of the question.
Yeah.
Does it seem to you that even though they weigh the bags, that oyster shell is heavier than the other products of the same bag?
It's very dense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, about 5 years ago, there was only 2 companies left that made oyster shell, and the one bought out the other, and it's tripled in price.
Oh, God.
So oyster shell used to be basically $4 or $5 for years, for 20 years, and then all of a sudden now it's 10 or a little more, something like that. But yeah.
And again, I've forgotten what oyster shell is used for. Is it mixed in?
The chickens eat it free choice for extra calcium.
Oh, and so they use it to, like you would gravel or rocks.
Yep, like little rocks, help their gizzards out and such.
Okay. I'd forgotten what it was used for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still handle it. We buy it by the pallet, and there's a lot of chickens around here. I mean, we move a lot of chicken feed, and a lot of people are raising their own, and I would say since the COVID deal, a lot more people are raising chickens on their own, and they're not going to get into that fix again where they couldn't get eggs. And once you start raising farm fresh eggs, you realize how much they really taste good,
Really.
And so people just like having livestock around a little bit and stuff. So
and chickens, you can have a coop and have a nice little group of them, and and
then one dies, you can have soup.
I was going to say later you can eat them.
You can have chicken fried chicken.
The circle of life.
Yes.
Just make sure they're not full of oyster shell when you eat them.
Yeah, you might want to take the gizzard out.
Yeah. Well, some people eat them.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, you got to peel them, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of chickens around. We carry lots of different kinds of chicken feed, And also, surprising the number of bags of bird feed we sell, and we make our own wild bird mix, and we sell a lot of black sunflowers. So if you're looking for a place for the big bags, because they're a lot cheaper if you buy them in a 50-pound bag.
What do you have on display on the pallet down at the old Butler stand?
Oh, that's bentonite.
Well, bentonite. What do you do with bentonite?
They use it to, if you get a leak in a stock tank, put that in there and it seals up the ground around it. You know,
really?
It's bottomless tanks and such. If you have a leak, it seals.
I didn't know that.
People use it on ponds and all kinds of stuff for sealant. So,
Yeah.
but mostly the ranchers and farmers use it to seal up around stock tanks.
Learning a lot today. How about you, Brent?
Yeah, absolutely.
My spray paint on there, I have written bentonite on there, but the storms have washed off the spray paint. I need to get that redone. But yeah, that's what we moved quite a bit of that as well, and we're happy to be able to source that. You know.
And you have the pellets. You have
the wood stove pellets. Yeah, they'll be coming up here in another month. We usually run a special in August.
Going into the fall.
Yeah. So, and those two products are very easy to keep in the feed business because technically they're not really feed, but to me they're easy because they'll never get old.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like
feed is
about.
100% biodegradable. You know, so you've got to rotate and take good care of it, keep it fresh, and when it's hot and things are in plastic bags and sultry, it just sometimes it can get rotten pretty quick.
Well, it draws moisture, I suppose, when it's
so
humid.
you have to, and every now and then a bag will get out of there or go in a shed somewhere that's hot, and all of a sudden it's just green. It moves pretty quick when you get a little mold going in a environment like that. So when that happens, we just dump it out and get somebody another one or whatever, to make everybody happy. And,
Sure.
And it's just part of the business, and we've been dealing with it for a long time.
Nice way around that is if it fits your needs to have it mixed fresh over at the elevator.
Yeah.
That way, you're buying local products. And
You bet.
You got a fresh batch.
Yeah, we make a lot of this stuff right there, and even the sweet feed that we make it twice a week at least, and so it's very fresh, but it can still, you still got to keep fans on it and keep it moving, because otherwise you're in trouble.
I guess that was the way it was back when I was a kid at the feed store, but I just don't remember that being as big a factor.
I don't either. It wasn't in the early years. I don't know if it's a different kind of bags or what, or maybe now we just have to buy in such bigger quantities that we have it there longer or whatever.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we make every week is, you have to move it quick.
Yeah. Well, and you have a lot more different products. I mean, your inventory is way bigger than the Clyde Arnold Feed store probably ever had.
It's more diverse. And also the thing is, you could put stuff in a gunny sack and it would last a long time because it breathes.
Yeah.
But these fancy plastic bags, they're nice because when you put wet feed into them, they don't soak up all the moisture into the bag. It stays on the feed, so you about got to use them. But on the other side of it, you gotta really manage a plastic bag.
We mentioned this the other day when we stopped by your office. You had one on the wall there, and they breathe, but they were also scratchy and dirty.
Yeah, they were scratchy and dirty, yes. I counted lots of them for a quarter a bag. We'd sell the feed out, and then they'd bring them back, and quarter a bag refund. And I counted through piles of mice running all over and holes in the bags. And then one year they got really, really high priced, and it's like, it's time to switch to paper.
Yeah.
And that's when we did that. So
the 100-pounders, which they did, were kind of roly-poly and kind of difficult to stack, as I remember.
Yeah, we had 100-pound bags of bran.
Yeah.
And then they went to 80s, and now they're, I think, 45s or 40s.
Yeah. Always liked the 25-pound dog food bags when you were a kid, because you didn't have to two-man them. We always got somebody on each end when we were too small to go 50.
Right.
When you could do your own 25, you're feeling pretty salty.
Yep. The theory and the way it's always been at our place is that people want the big bags. We do carry the smaller bags in the pet foods, and certainly on black sunflowers, there's a lot of. I hate to say it any bad way or anything, but the older people, a lot of them feed birds more than you could say the younger people. I'm not sure why that is, but we split bags all the time for people if they don't want to carry a 50-pound bag out. We just split it in two and sew it back up and make them into 25s.
Another example of service at Evans.
You can't expect a 90-year-old 90-pound lady to carry a 50-pound bag. It's just, and there's a lot of them that feed birds.
Yeah.
I mean, they love to see the birds, and so we accommodate.
Yeah. Boy, lots of different things. You've talked about chickens and birds and sealing the tanks and the pellets and all the different things. And
we didn't even talk about cattle feed yet.
Not yet, but we should, because it's like you say, cattle are king.
Cattle's
here.
king. But I do want to just mention for the producers out there to be watching for pink eye and foot rot. It's tough to see the cattle right now because the grass is so tall, which is great. But you got to watch the feet and the eyes, and those flies pass it around pretty quickly once it gets started. So just be aware of your fly population and your cattle's feet. And there has been some because there's just a lot of ponds around.
Yeah.
So you really got to be cognizant of that. I wanted to mention that we have the Custer County Fair this weekend. We have the parade 6 o'clock Saturday night, I believe, and barbecue, of course, Monday. And there also is the Legion baseball area tournament here in town this weekend as well.
Starts Friday.
So try to make it to both ends of town if you can, and it should be an exciting weekend.
It will be exciting, and to go along with that, we're going to hear more about it today. The Nebraska Big Rodeo up at Burwell starts tonight and runs right up the next few days. So, a lot of people like to take in the rodeo and the fair and go back and forth, and it works out really great. But again, there's always something to do in central Nebraska for the whole family.
You bet. And it should be good weather this weekend. Be a little bit warmer, but that's all right. We're used to that.
Yeah, got to grow some corn.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Yep, thank you, guys.
Love your office, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Except there's one part of it.
I know there's that one part, but
that was my favorite part.
We won't go there. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Joe Biden has returned to the White House to address the nation for the first time as a lame duck president. Former CBS News White House correspondent Peter Mayer.
Tonight's talk will be historic as he explains how he plans to, as he put it, finish the job.
Kamala Harris takes her campaign to Indianapolis today, Donald Trump to North Carolina. Some Democratic lawmakers plan to boycott Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to Congress today. CBS's Cami McCormick says they're not the only ones.
Protesters in Washington chanted "Seal the deal," referring to the latest ceasefire proposal that could mean the release of hostages held by Hamas. Tomorrow, officials will meet to discuss the way forward.
In Taiwan, heavy wind and rain as Typhoon Gami gets set to hit the capital of Taipei. Flights are canceled. Fishermen have docked their boats. At least one death is already reported. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Have we been tricked, burdened with debt, and made to feel like we have no other options? With prices skyrocketing, debt that was once manageable now feels impossible to pay back. So how do we fix it? With accredited debt relief. If you have $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, they can consolidate your debt into one affordable monthly payment, which could save you hundreds of dollars a month. Call 888-591-0155 today for your free consultation. 888-591-0155. Program and services not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
And now it's time for a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KOLN, a Wymore woman was arrested on Monday after giving birth to a baby in a drug-filled house. Investigators from the Gage County Sheriff's Office arrested Christina Dever, age 34, on 2 felony charges following an investigation. Deputies were originally dispatched to a house in Wymore on June 25th to assist medics with a newborn baby at the residence. According to the Sheriff's Office, Dever had given birth prematurely and had been using methamphetamine and marijuana during the pregnancy. Deputies obtained a search warrant for the house and found a baggie of suspected methamphetamine, marijuana, high-concentrate THC wax, and several other baggies with white residue, and various items of drug paraphernalia. The newborn infant was hospitalized for about 3 weeks following the birth and was placed into custody for the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Dever was arrested on charges of felony, child abuse, exposing a child to methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting from Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb not expected to report to the team's training camp on Wednesday as he is looking for a contract extension. Meanwhile, 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is reported to training camp despite requesting a trade last week. In baseball games of note, the Astros lose to the A's 8-2, while the Mariners fall to the Angels 5-1, so Seattle and Houston remain tied for the AL West lead. Dodgers won their 5th in a row, beating the Giants 5-2. They lead the NL West. Phillies on top in the NL East, shut out the Twins 3-0. Minnesota holding on to the number 2 wildcard spot in the American League. Brewers edge the Cubs 1-0. Milwaukee on top in the NL Central. AL Central leading Guardians edge the Tigers 5-4. Orioles lose to the Marlins 6-3, while the Mets get by the Yankees 3-2. Mets are holding on to the final wildcard spot in the National League. Baltimore still a game and a half up on New York for the top spot in the AL East, while the Yankees are the number 1 wildcard team in the American League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Today, with daytime highs approaching 91. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows around 65. High temperatures reach up to 94. Tomorrow, mainly clear skies. Low 90s Friday and Saturday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Currently, 63 degrees under a sunny sky. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure's up 2 points in the last hour at 30.15. Humidity at 88%. High temperature yesterday was 85 with an overnight low of 58. Sunset today at 9:04. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:27. No measurable precipitation in the past 24 hours. Last couple of days or so. So we're at 3 inches and 77 hundredths for the month. That's a look at weather and news. We'll bring in our guests who are going to talk about the Custer County Fair right after these words.
Are you having foot pain that is slowing you down? Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. If you are suffering from plantar fasciitis, foot pain, ankle pain, let Team Physical Therapy know. Team Physical Therapists can also assess your running and walking to help you with your foot and ankle pain and keep you active. Call Team Physical Therapy and see what we can do to help relieve that nagging foot pain. 872-5111.
Nebraska State Bank believes in our strong rural communities. We believe in our local ag producers and their capacity for innovation and growth. At Nebraska State Bank, we work hard to support our customers' growth, and that means growing ourselves as well. We offer a variety of banking products to make banking easier, especially during busy times, such as making payments online, signing loan documents digitally, or mobile depositing a check. These are just a few ways we can help simplify your life. Visit nesb.bank or call any of our branches to learn more about how we can make banking easier for you. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Hi, Central Nebraska. This is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. As a part of our constant search for great ways to serve our customers, I'm excited to announce that Lori Pandorf-Leeper has joined our team in Callaway as an experienced licensed agent. So whether you're needing new home, auto, business, farm, ranch, or life and health insurance, or maybe you're just checking in on your current coverage options, reach out to Liana, Chip, or Lori at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Don't let a dry spell or a lackluster lawn get you down. Sharon Lawn Care and Sprinkler Repair specializes in both revitalizing lawns and keeping them beautiful. Have them come to your home or business and worry about applying fertilizer with their 5-step program. Then sell the lawnmower and have them cruise by and take care of that too. To keep your lawn happy, ask about sprinkler repair and aeration. Licensed and insured, serving Custer County and beyond. 308-870-0348.
Sharon Lawn Care and Sprinkler Repair, where the grass is always greener.
Explore a career in broadcasting. Jobs in advertising, sales, news, sports, digital content, and more are available at the Nebraska Broadcasters Association Virtual Job Fair next week at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. See the kind of jobs available as well as specific positions here at KCNI KBBN. You can apply for jobs online. It starts Monday. Brought to you by KCNI KBBN at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. KCNI KBBN is an equal opportunity employer.
10 past the hour of 8 o'clock. Thanks for listening, folks. We appreciate it each and every day. Pastor Bob Wynn is in with us now to talk about the Sunday performance. And they have pulled all the stops here this year, Brent. This is an international quartet called King's Herald Quartet, appearing here in Broken Bow. Good morning, Bob.
Hi.
You really have pulled out the stops here. These guys have been all over the world.
Well, yeah, they have. They've sung in whatever it says, 50 countries or something like that. And but they're based in the Nashville area, and they tour.
Now, this is when we say quartet, this is going to be a lot about harmonies, that sort of gospel sound. Am I correct there?
Yeah, it's gospel. It's almost its own genre, gospel quartet music.
Yeah.
And you think of a traditional gospel quartet with a pianist who plays pretty well and a lot of pep and beat to the music. And these guys sing a cappella at times, and they're very good. They harmonize beautifully. And one of the songs that I gave to you there has a 50s beat with a kind of a jazz background. And so they mix it up, and they're really, really good at what they do. They're all older guys.
Kind of comparable to the Cathedrals. Would I be?
Well,
it'd
somewhat similar.
Yeah.
I mean, Cathedrals are much more well known and so forth.
I know, but I mean, as far as the style and things,
it would be kind of like the
comparable.
Cathedrals. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they've toured an awful lot. They've also recorded over 100 albums in 30 different languages.
Yeah, and I was talking to the guy, actually. The King's Herald Quartet is going to perform as the King's Herald Trio because one of their members just had a big heart issue, and so he's no longer with the group. So, but they've got a new guy who's not ready to join them yet. But he's got to learn 140 songs, including a bunch in Spanish and other things like that, in order to be able to sing the repertoire with them. And so, yeah, I think more Spanish than anything else, but. Like any group, if they're going to go do a concert in Germany, they're going to learn one in German,
Yeah. They also play in places like jails, hospitals, and that sort of touring. Imagine when they tour, they'll probably stop into a care center or a hospital or a jailhouse and help some folks out with a little music.
That's because I think the focus of this group is not just to make a living. Their primary focus is to be of ministry, and so it's not about the money. In fact, these guys are salaried. They're not. It's not that their salary doesn't depend on how many concerts they can do or whatever. So they just get a salary, and then all the money they make goes to the organization that sponsors them.
So that sounds like a pretty good deal. I mean, they have a steady income, but on a salary. They could give them a salary and put them on the road for 100 days, right?
Yeah. I suppose they could. I imagine there are some parameters there that they have to observe.
So let's talk a little bit about how people can take in their show. Looks like you have a couple of performances.
Right. Whenever I find the group that I want to feature at the fair, I always say, of course, it's all about how can we get them there, how can we support their travel and their lodging and so forth. And so I ask them if they're okay if we, fit a couple other performances in while they're in the area, and they'll usually always want to do that.
Sure.
And so they're going to be at the Seventh-day Adventist Church Saturday morning at
11:30.
11:30.
Yep.
And then they'll be at the Weissert Church on Sunday morning at 10:30. And if folks can't make it on the Sunday night feature at the Methodist Church, they could try those other options.
Right. And of course, the big show, kind of in connection with the Custer County Fair,
Yeah.
it's always been on Sunday evening, and that will be at the Methodist Church. What time does that start?
7.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Free will donation?
There'll be an offering, free
Yeah.
will donation. There'll be cookies for after the Sunday night concert, and both Saturday morning and Sunday morning. If you come, you get fed. They're going to put a meal on after each of those performances.
Okay.
At the churches.
All right. Folks, this is your chance to see a quartet that's appearing all over the world, 50 different countries. That's pretty amazing, Brad.
How did you kind of get the connection with them, Bob? You just kind of heard some of their stuff, so you looked them up and reached out, or how was the connection made?
From time to time, someone will suggest, "Oh, I heard this group. You ought to check them out." That was not the case with these guys. I often have to find music to use in our own worship services, and so I go to YouTube looking for songs that might fit in for an offertory or whatever, and I stumble across these guys and I listen to them, and then I'll call them up and ask them if they're interested, and then they'll send. I think these guys sent me like 14 CDs, and so it's pretty much a hit and miss, but I try to make sure they're good at what they do so that people will come the next year to hear the groups that we feature, and it's a lot of fun for me.
Good.
So Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Broken Bow. Also on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. at the Weissert Church, and then Sunday evening at 7 p.m. at the Methodist Church. The Sunday evening show is kind of the standard show that has been going on for many, many years in conjunction with the Custer County Fair. The King's Herald Quartet appearing here in Broken Bow. I'm kind of funny because you brought in a CD with just a couple songs on it, and I'd already had a CD with several songs on it, and you selected the ones that you wanted us to play.
Only because they're short.
They're short, and I was just listening through this morning, and I picked this one, the same one you have listed.
Oh, good.
So it wasn't, on my part, it wasn't so much on the time element as it sounds like they really mix it up. I felt like this one had a little bit of a, like you said, maybe a 50s feel or country, even a little bit of a country feel to it.
Yeah, they do a lot of different styles.
So it's called I Just Can't Wait is the name of the song off their album, maybe Just Can't Wait. But I picked out cut number 3, and I'll play some more later, Bob. Thanks for coming in, folks. Take part. You've had good luck with the Methodist Church show because it's rain or shine, right?
And it works really, really well, and they're gracious hosts, and I think one day if the fairground ends up doing some handicap accessible work down there, we'll move back out there. That would be my goal anyway, to get back to the fairgrounds.
Yeah. In the meantime, what a great place to...
It works out really well.
Very comfortable.
We have a good crowd. People enjoy it, and I hope they know that when they come, they'll have a good group to listen to or something.
All right. King's Herald Quartet. Here's a sample of what they'll be doing for you here. 3 different performances coming up this weekend.
I've seen the Lord work in mysterious ways. He's never limited by time or space. And since the only living God is hearing me pray, why not believe that He'll outdo Himself today?
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to shout it when I finally witness what the Lord has in store. New joy to uncover, new ground to discover. I just can't wait to see more. I just can't wait to see more. I just can't wait to see more.
The King's Herald Quartet will be performing 3 performances, the main one on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. in conjunction with the Custer County Fair, but it will be held at the United Methodist Church here in Broken Bow. We have a room full of guests we're very excited about, Brent. Just jump right in and let's interrogate these people.
Oh, let's do. This is one of my seriously. This is one of my favorite breakfast shows of the year because this is when we talk about the Custer County Fair. It's fair time.
It is fair time.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Welcome all of you. Great to see you.
We have Hannah Pearson and Jamie Anderson, Matt Thomas.
Morning.
All here in the studio, and Hannah's kind of heading up activities out at the fair, and I would imagine this is a very busy time, and we want to talk to you about that. Brent is very much into food, Hannah. He loves all sorts of food, especially barbecue. So let's talk to these guests about barbecue for a moment. And Brent, I'm going to turn it over to you because you always talk food.
Well, I do love food, but I'll tell you what really makes it even better for me on this particular event. There's the word free that comes in front of it.
In all caps, even.
Yes, in all capital letters. The Free Pit Barbecue. I just love the fact that we now refer to it as a Tuffy Winberg Memorial Free Pit Barbecue because I know when I came here in the early 90s, Tuffy's name was always associated with the Free Pit Barbecue. And so, 54th annual, I think, is what I saw on the flyer.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
That's true. Yep, yeah, I know.
So you guys are carrying on the tradition, and there's a lot of preparation and planning that goes into it, isn't there?
Absolutely. I'll let Matt start. It starts with the wood cutting.
Well, we obviously split the wood back in May, but so basically you have to split the wood in May and hope it gets dried out in time to burn it. We try and stay a year ahead on wood so that it gets dried out. But Markham's been providing all the wood for us, which has helped out a bunch. Keeps us from having to go out into the pastures and get it cut ourselves. So, but then of course we'll start on Sunday afternoon and we'll wrap the meat, and then Sunday evening we get the fire started and in our new pits provided by Myers Construction. But they have done a great job of cooking this will be our 3rd year of using those. So, so anyway, we'll start the fire about probably 5 o'clock on Sunday evening and burn wood. Usually last throw of wood goes on somewhere around 2 or 3 in the morning. So, and then the meat shows up about 7:30 in the morning, and we put that on and cover the pits, and hopefully it's done by the time you guys show up to eat. So.
Matt, I happened to be there. This is a number of years ago when they brought the meat back out, and you still put them in the burlap sacks. And
they're wrapped in sheets. Jamie's been working on getting those all prepared for this whole week. So.
Yeah, that's quite a process when they come out hot. And
they're so good.
Yeah, it smells really good. Yeah.
It does for sure.
Yeah, so that's all. You got that all lined out.
Yep. Got over 120 some volunteers that help. There's like 40 on Matt's side and about 84 on my side. So yeah, it's quite a few.
Yeah, and you have some side dishes along. I'm not trying to steal your interview, Brent.
No, go right ahead. No, absolutely.
Usually you have what, like beans and...
Beans, pickles, chips, tea and water, and dilly bars, of course, thanks to Dairy Queen.
Yeah. You guys know the guy that runs A to Z Lawn?
Yes.
Russ?
Yes.
I want to let him in. He's got a problem with dilly bars.
Does he? He needs a self-help group?
He does. He needs an intervention. So if he's around there, watch him because he'll be over around the freezer there.
I think I've seen you eat a time or two.
I have.
Yes, yeah. As you're handing them out.
Yeah. As they're melting. You got to eat the melting ones.
I can't really keep him out completely. He helps, quite a bit with the wood splitting and stuff. So maybe I could just get him a bag and, we could get it out the back door or something like that.
Okay.
Jamie, are you in charge at all with the servers? Or you? Or
Yes,
is that
that's
okay?
what I'm over, is
right.
all of that side, yep.
Well, I have a complaint.
Okay.
For some reason,
Great.
For some reason, I've always got into the line where Gene Schneringer is helping.
Oh.
And he
Yes, he hands out chips, yes.
Yeah, he's shortchanged me every time.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And
is it something personal?
Well, maybe. I don't know. But if you could maybe check into that.
Right, yeah.
He has nothing else to do.
I'll tell you, there's several volunteers there that give people a hard time, so you better pick your line carefully.
But that's what makes it fun.
It is
right?
fun. It is.
Yeah.
It's a very social event. I think
Yeah.
it's, a lot about fellowship as well as it is about the free eating.
Well, honestly, you see people that you haven't maybe saw them last year.
Right.
It's kind of an annual. Well, I'm going to go see some of the folks I haven't seen for a while, and that's why I had a problem with Dilly Bar delivery, because you get about 2 tables. Next thing you know, you're talking to people, and there's like melted Dilly Bar coming out of the bottom
Which
of your
is
box.
why you had to eat them all, right?
Yeah. But it's a great event. I know you guys put a lot of work into it, Jamie and Matt.
It starts basically in April for me.
April.
Wow.
Now, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what time's that start again?
It's at 5:30 to 7, and we do still have to-go meals, so we'll send you that you can put on Sandhills Express for the number to
Okay.
call, because we do like to provide meals for people that can't get out. And we even had a resident at Brookstone View that said, I really miss going to the barbecue. So they're going to come pick up some meals for some residents there, too. So
Nice.
if you have someone shut in that would like one of these meals, please just look that up and give me a call, and we'll get it figured out.
All right. Is there some folks you want to thank this morning? Because
Oh my gosh, there's so many that it's kind of tough, but yeah, I mean, obviously we've mentioned a few already, but
I mentioned Bump and Myers Construction for our pits, and Paulson's also donated a little concrete for those. So
okay, all right. That's the start of it all, and then you have all the business.
I mean, all the business donors.
yeah.
I mean, this would not be possible. This is completely funded by the business donations. So, and personal. Honestly, we have quite a few members of the community that just donate.
Yeah.
So
That's these days. That's pretty unique.
it really
Yeah.
is. It really is. It's like I said, it's something that's for the whole county, and we get responses from the whole county, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, it's free to eat, but
Yeah.
it's not free to put on.
No,
is it?
absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone knows those meat prices haven't gone
Yeah.
down. So
No.
yeah.
No.
So
And it's a great night with the bull riding to follow.
it sure
Yeah,
is.
it
It's a
works
great
great.
night with a couple great events.
Yeah, we're going to talk with Travis Shada in a little bit about the bull riding, and they've been doing that for a number of years, and I don't think they've gotten rich doing that either.
No,
so.
I don't think so either.
So when people go, I hope they appreciate the whole night, actually. So
sounds like it's going to be a little cool this year. So make sure to
Yeah.
bring your jacket.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd like that to be true.
Yeah, me too. I've had several volunteers. Could you turn the heat down this year? It's like-
We've been pretty lucky so far, but I think it's going to warm up a little bit.
Yep.
So, all right. Anything else?
I don't think so. We just
Okay.
like to see you at the fair.
Okay. All right. Now, do you guys want to take off, or you want to hang with us? We're going to talk with Hannah a little bit, but
We can hang for a sec.
Okay. All right. So, Hannah, that's one night that's going to be taking place. So we've got that covered. What else would you like to highlight today?
I guess, we got stuff going on all day, every day, kind of starting Monday, July 29th to, Thursday, August 1st. Sunday, everyone's just kind of checking in and getting settled in. They'll do the shooting sports, and then, of course, the Kings Herald High quartet band.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of then highlighting on Tuesday, we'll have our Ultimate Bullfighters come back, and both Monday night and Tuesday night we'll host a beer garden in conjunction with our events. And so be sure to kind of stick around afterwards, and we'll have a live band. We'll have Cooper James back this year again. on both of those nights. And then Wednesday night, we're going to do things a little different. We still encourage everyone to kind of come out, hang out, have a nice social time. We'll have axe throwing out at the fairgrounds, and it'll also be out there all week in the evenings. But there will be a cornhole tournament and we're going to have food trucks, Tacos Solaris, and Braxton Barbecue come out.
Fantastic. So kind of a casual night. Come out and enjoy. And you'll have the business displays under the grandstands through the 3 nights as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So be sure to come out and see our vendors. Still getting my vendors situated and getting some great businesses that are wanting to come and showcase their business. And so be sure to also come and check them out. And, of course, come early and check out the projects and see the kids that have been working hard all year to get to this week.
Right. We've been covering some of the events leading up to the fair. Last Saturday was the dog show, and we enjoyed that, got some interviews. Fashion show was last Thursday, and we got some interviews for that. Today, they're checking in out at the 4-H building, I think, with some more entries, right?
Yep.
So
that's all of their static exhibits.
Static, okay. Then they'll start just filtering in. Sunday, a lot of times the livestock comes in. Is it coming on Sunday afternoon and evening?
Yep. So, as you said, today they're bringing in those static projects like your rockets and quilts and photography and some of those projects. And then Friday and Saturday they'll be shooting down at the shooting sports building. And Saturdays was always kind of one of my favorite days, is the 4-H food entry day.
Yes.
And
I'm always for that. I'll be doing some interviews on Saturday.
Yeah. And then, of course, Saturday night's the parade, followed by the pedal tractor pull. So be sure it's not before the parade this year. We're moving it to after the parade. So be sure to stick around after the parade to watch the pedal pullers. And like Sunday, that is when they start bringing in those livestock. So it's a big week. It's basically 2 weeks of fair for those 4-H'ers.
It really is. And also the Sunday 5 p.m. small animal, you gotta take that in if you haven't, because we've been going out and getting a few interviews for that, and you'll see anything from cats to turtles to lizards to hamsters. Doesn't matter. It's an open entry, and they get judged, and they get talked to with the judge about what they're feeding them, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of fun because the kids, some of them really get a kick out of it. So that's on Sunday as well.
Yep. Be sure. That was always my favorite when I just started out in 4-H. Right. I was once upon a time the champion cat showman.
All right.
Wow. Yes, don't skip out on that. That might be the best show to watch of the week.
I agree. And it usually doesn't last a long time, but you get kids from all over. It's one of the things, too, that we noticed, that we have kids coming up from Miller and Sumner and over around Arcadia. And so it is the county fair, but you have kids coming in to compete and show animals and photography, whatever the case, from kind of the edges of Custer County as well. So that makes it kind of fun. Get anybody who wants to get involved.
Yeah, that's for sure. Obviously, it is the Custer County Fair, but I know a lot of counties that we have a great fair, and kids want to come here to show off and have a great competition and utilize kind of a higher population of projects to compete.
Well, let's face it, the 4-H showing of livestock, sheep, swine, we have good numbers here. And I think the kids like to come and be a part of, what's happening here. I think it's looked up to quite a bit. So that speaks for what you guys are doing. But 4-H and FFA, as Hannah would probably agree, is really the heartbeat of the fair. And I know it's important to you.
Yep, that's definitely, it obviously holds a special place in my heart. And so to me, that's kind of what the fair's all about, is these kids and getting them started and agriculture or down a path that's not quite agriculture. I know I have plenty of friends that I made through 4-H that it's helped them down their careers, whether they've became like a home ec or art teacher or got to explore those different paths in 4-H. And it's also, as you said, sometimes that's the one place you get to see people and get to see friends, and whether it is at the free barbecue or the ultimate bullfighting or wherever it's at, it's a great time to come together with people that from across the counties and bordering counties and get to see them and talk to them and just enjoy our community and celebrate our community.
Yep, I think that's well said. Just to follow up on the 4-H side of it, through the main part of the fair, concessions are sold out at the horse barn and down by the covered arena, and that funds some trips to Washington and some things that happen out of that too. So that's a good deal. So there'll be plenty to eat and drink all the way through Thursday night, really, right?
Yep, we will again this year have our CWF kids and United Methodist men have open concession stands. And as you said, that CWF concession stands is a big deal. I was lucky enough during my 4-H career to go on that Washington focus trip, and it's a really awesome opportunity that kids from our county get, and not every county gives their kids this opportunity. So be sure and come and support those kids and help them grow as 4-H, one of their main thing, grow as a leader and get to see the world outside of Nebraska.
Well said. And I interviewed Hannah several times over the years out at the Custer County Fair when she was holding a big champion ribbon and purple ribbons, and so you know what you're talking about, so we appreciate that. Also, Josh Call, I think, heads up the bullfighting, and I don't know if he's going to be here today, but I know he's been thrilled with the response that has happened coming out of COVID. I think it was a COVID. At the time, it was one of the few places he could even have the event, and it stayed here, so I know he's really happy with it. People love to watch those fighting bulls. They're even fun to just watch try to beat up the fence. They don't care what they're hitting. They want to hit something, right? And the acrobats and athletics that take place there are something to see. So that's Tuesday night.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Don't forget about Thursday night is the 4-H and FFA livestock sale. So be sure and come out and support those kids. And it's a great way to source some local beef if you're interested in that, or just come out to support them. And
yep, that's a tradition that is fun to be a part of, no doubt about it. And we'll be providing live video streaming of that and the 3 days under the covered arena. Hopefully we'll be catching it all on video, and we'll be interviewing kids on the radio. So it's that time of year, Hannah. If we go back a ways, you and I, you were only about this tall. So, Matt, you look very comfortable in the corner over there, and we mentioned before we went on the air, you must be like yours truly, spent a lot of time in school in the corner.
You know, a couple of days, maybe. But
detention
I don't know
closet.
If a lot of time in school really qualifies. I mean, when I was in school, maybe in the corner.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, guys, for what you do and Thomas Livestock. I know there's a lot of time spent that comes out of the Thomas Livestock office, and we appreciate it. And Jamie, I know that if you start in April, that tells everybody that it's a big job. So thank you very much.
You bet. Well, thanks for having us on. We sure appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Again, his name is Russ, A to Z Lawn Pro. Just watch him. And by the way, over by the cooler, the refrigerator, is that brought in by
Lines Appliance.
Lines
yes,
Appliance brings that
Brett
in.
and Jessica Kirkpatrick, and they work it all night. So yeah.
Yeah. Give them a heads up on Russ, because he'll sneak in the back way and he'll take cases from them if he can. He's got a problem.
We'll tell Brett.
All right.
Watch
thank you.
yourself.
Yeah. We'll take a break and then we'll get a little music going. We'll get a hold of Travis Shada, as he is probably preparing to do some announcing up in Burwell at that big rodeo up there. We're going to find out more about the Burwell Rodeo in the 9 o'clock hour. Jeremy and Tina are up there under the big red boot to find out more about the Burwell Rodeo. That's all coming up.
Throughout July, it's savings time at RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow. Red hot buys await you inside their doors, including Benjamin Moore paint and the accessories and tools you need to apply it. Walk down the aisles and look for the red. Milwaukee tools are in stock and ready to go home with you to make life easier. Browse their selection of grills from Weber and Traeger, as well as sauces and seasonings for your grilling. Red hot savings are at RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 until 6, Saturday 8 until 4, and Sunday 11 to 5.
Tired of unexpected car troubles putting a misfire in your day? Introducing C&M Auto in Anselmo. For routine maintenance to major repairs of gas and diesel cars or light and heavy-duty trucks, go with C&M Auto. They boast the latest diagnostics to diagnose and fix your vehicle's issues with quick response and a very competitive labor rate. Plus emergency 24-hour service rates outside their 9 to 5 Monday through Friday hours. Call 308-749-2277 for C&M Auto, located south of Chandler's Honey off Highway 2 in Anselmo. C&M Auto.
The busiest season is back. Get things accomplished with a Polaris off-road vehicle. Shrink your to-do list, rain or shine, while staying comfortable in a climate-controlled cab. Our sales team is ready to move units, so pick out yours from our huge line of in-stock units. The shop crew is always busy in the summer, so make sure to call ahead to schedule your service appointment. Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
take maybe dogs that on Skid Row and homeless shelter type dogs and or animal shelter type dogs, and then train them to do certain things. And he has performed at halftime at NBA games, Major League Baseball games, NFL games, and some of the bigger rodeos in the world. And so that's kind of a unique. Literally, he's the only one that I know does that. So that's always cool. And then you got your bull riding. I talked to Bud Everly. He had laryngitis this morning. Unfortunately, not being able to be on the radio today. It's kind of a allergy deal. It kind of hits him, honestly, right before the bull riding every year. And then magically, after it's over, he recovers nicely. So anyway, so he cannot talk on the radio today, but he was able to text me, thanks to that modern technology. And he told me, I think we have 32 bull riders from 11 states and Australia that are coming to the Trout Arena on Monday night, July 29th, after the Tuffy Winberg barbecue and Free Pit barbecue. And, just Adams Land Cattle couldn't do without all those sponsors, Great Plains Communications, Gateway Motors. They bring us our bullfighters. Western Mikowski's coming back. Rowdy Moon, Taylor coming back. So a lot of excitement. Just we work hard to try to tweak it every year, so it's just not the same old show, and put some element of surprise in there for the fans, and they've been very faithful to come every year, and so we appreciate it and looking forward to it.
All right, we are looking forward to it. Now, this might be an unfair question because it's been going on a while, maybe even before you got involved. But how many times have you had the Custer County Bull Riding Classic? Do you know?
This is year 26.
26. Man, that doesn't seem possible, but that's...
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. So year 26, and as a one-year experiment, here we are 26 years later. So, and I've been involved with all but about 3 of them in some form or fashion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I wonder sometimes, Travis, about people's perception, because you do get good crowds for this, because people love bull riding, and to have it right in front of that tall, big grandstand, the view's great. You've added some things to make it even better, but I don't know how to ask this question, but I guess I'm just going to put it this way. You're probably not getting rich putting this on.
You are right. Inflation's real everywhere. So I was, my thinking time is when I mow the lawn on my riding lawnmower, and I was thinking the other day how much it used to cost to put on to what it costs now to put on, and it is literally, some of the things have tripled or quadrupled in price from what they used to cost, and then we've added some things too, and I honestly, we've actually had some sponsors can't believe that the banner is the same price as it was like 10, 15 years ago. And I said, well, we've elected not to raise the price on the banners. We've just elected to try to sell more banners and stuff. So it maybe would have been easier to maybe raise the prices across the board on the banners to try to help offset some of these production costs. But right or wrong, I don't know. That's what we've done. But I've actually had several can't believe that they're paying the same check they were 10, 12 years ago, because they, as a business owner, you kind of know how much stuff has unfortunately gone up. But yeah, that's there's just so many volunteers, and we couldn't do it without volunteers. That we have ticket takers, we have people that help behind the pins, we have people that help set up the banners, tear down the banners, get the ground ready, and I do got shout out Casey Cooks, who's been out to the fairgrounds a lot this week. One of the fair board members and several others have as well. They do a lot of work to get ready for the fair. That's about a 55-acre complex or something out there that just doesn't roll out of bed all mowed up and weed eated up and trimmed up and as ready as it can be to host literally thousands of people for 3 or 4 days, and to park them and all that stuff. So anyway, just a big collective help from everybody to make it go off. But no, it's just something that when you kind of see smiles on kids' faces and happy fans, and they come back every year, and the sponsors, seem to be happy with their support for it, and so that kind of makes you keep coming back to do it.
Well, we're glad that you are willing to do that, and Bud Eberly and all your buddies and ladies, friends that put this all together. Yep. It's wonderful.
Victims.
Yep. Any questions, Brent?
Travis, who's bringing the Bucking Bulls? Is it the same contractors you've had in the past?
It is. It's Shad Smith, and it's kind of been fun to watch Shad's growth. You know, in a way, him and I kind of started, if you will, at the same level. He just got in the bull business and started bringing bulls. And next thing you know, he's bringing bulls to Rodeo Houston, the National Finals Rodeo, Denver. He was in Estes Park, Colorado Springs. So, you know, he started out pretty organic, you might say, and kind of going to smaller venues throughout the Midwest, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. And his reputation and his work ethic and his drive kind of kept growing. And literally now his crew is taking bulls to literally the biggest rodeos in the world. And so that's kind of cool.
One final question from me. What about admission? What about ticket sales? Can people get their admission in advance? I know that they can pay right there at the gate, but talk a little bit about that.
Good call. Yeah. We sell advance discount tickets. They're actually a wristband that just lets you walk in. Eberly Boot and Saddle, Grocery Cart, and Broken Bow Chamber gets you some tickets in advance. If you buy them in advance, like the down low section, they're $20, and up above, and if you get them at the gate that night, they're $25. If you buy them in advance, the grandstand, they're $13, and if you buy them the day of, they're $15. So you save a decent amount of money. Like a family of four, if you were to sit down below, you'd save $20 just buying them a day or two early. So just as well take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's
good call.
Very affordable ticket prices for a great evening of entertainment for the entire family.
Yeah, we think so. We haven't raised our ticket prices for 2 or 3 years either, and kind of we'd rather see lots of people come that hopefully can kind of afford to take their family out than minimize that, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Travis, if they come and have that wonderful barbecue sandwich and all the sides for free, and then get the ticket prices you're talking about these days, that's an awfully good deal. So.
Well, I think so. Those guys at the barbecue do a phenomenal job. That's a great crew. They work hard at that, and the two kind of complement each other, it feels like to me. So. All
right. We know you're busy. Good luck with the rodeo up in Burwell, and we'll see you down here in Custer County real soon.
You bet. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Travis. Travis Schott, our guest. He has become the announcer of the Burwell Rodeo, and he announces rodeos all over the country now. And he'll be back announcing the Custer County Classic on Monday night for us here. And he'll be working with Bud Eberly and all the volunteers to bring on another great show.
Yep, it'll be a great night.
We'll take a time out. When we come back, got a couple more things we want to tell you about. In the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to Burwell.
The summer heat is upon us. It's important to have your cattle water full and fresh. Give yourself assurance with a satellite water monitoring system by Gallagher. This monitor system collects water usage of your livestock tank and sends satellite updates periodically to your phone. No need for good service or an extra trip out to the pasture. Give Moline Seed and Fence a call for more details about livestock water monitoring systems. They can be reached at 308-529-0781. Located just north of Gothenburg, Moline Seed and Fence.
Essential oils have so many benefits, including aromatherapy, health, and well-being. Varney Pharmacy is happy to offer their customers Loran Oils, a family-owned and operated business. If you've never used essential oils, they are highly concentrated extractions from plants, flowers, fruits, and herbs. And they can be used for massage, bathing, body care, fragrance, or even cooking. Go view the selection they have at Varney Pharmacy soon. Downtown Broken Bow.
The Thrive for 75 giveaway is in full swing. Here's where you can come see us next.
Thank you for coming and seeing us in Mason City after the parade. The Fair Parade in Broken Bow is where you're going to see us next. After that parade, come and see us in the park. And then we'll be at the Free Pit Barbecue as well for another chance for you to get signed up for those weekly and big-time drawings in September.
Drawings every Friday and a grand prize drawing in September. Details on sandhillsexpress.com.
And we'll be offering a registration time following the remote from Burwell. So don't go away. You'll get a chance to text in or call in and get yourself registered or re-registered for the $75 cash prize this Friday. Brent Apperson has a couple of things. He wants to talk movies and a couple other items before we close out this hour.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we'll talk about the movies first. One of the biggest movies in the land, and certainly here in Custer County, is Twisters. It is showing now at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. This thing has been selling out here in Broken Bow. So I might encourage you to check out their website, watchthefox.com, because you can get your tickets online ahead of time and make sure you got a seat. So it's showing now, Twisters at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. I think everybody knows the premise of it, and it has really been a big hit as it opened up this past Friday. Also still showing at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow is Fly Me to the Moon. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Sparks fly between a marketing executive and a NASA official as he makes preparations for the Apollo 11 moon landing. That is showing now at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. And also still showing one of the biggest animated films of the summer, Despicable Me 4. It continues to show at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. So that's your lineup for today and tomorrow night. We also remind you that they still have their summer movie series going on Wednesday afternoons at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. That's where you can go watch a family film for just $2 on Wednesday afternoon. And today, on July 24th, they'll be showing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And that'll show at 2 o'clock this afternoon, just $2 to get in. It is sponsored by Markham Construction. And then as we look ahead to the upcoming weekend into next week, my goodness, the Fox Theater is going to be buzzing because Twisters will remain through the weekend into next week. Despicable Me 4 will remain and go through the weekend into next week, and premiering on Thursday. Want to stress that. The premiere will be tomorrow night. One of the biggest movies of the summer. Deadpool is back. And this time he's teaming up with Wolverine. There you go. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman will come back in their roles as Deadpool and Wolverine, respectively. And the movie will premiere tomorrow night, Thursday, July 25th, showtime at 7 o'clock Thursday, and then it will continue to run through the weekend into next week. So check it out. It's going to be a great weekend for the movies at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. To check out the lineup, we direct you to their fabulous website, watchthefox.com. As we mentioned, you can get tickets online, and they have a lot of special things going on at the Fox Theater.
Don't forget that Nebraska State Bank provides free popcorn on Tuesday nights at the Fox Theater as well.
What a great segue, because they're hiring at Nebraska State Bank. They are. They're looking for full and part-time tellers. So if you want to be a part of the Nebraska State Bank and Trust Company team here in the area, please apply now. You can send your employment application to Betsy Smith. Her email address is bsmith@nesb.bank. Nebraska State Bank and Trust is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. So again, they're hiring now, looking for full and part-time tellers at Nebraska State Bank.
Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
I'm a little worried. Before we close out the hour, I hope that the guys are listening up in Burwell in Q. I'm gonna text Tina or Jeremy during the show, because usually I wasn't available last year to go up and do the remote, and this year we had all these wonderful guests coming in, and I usually over the years have been the one to go up to Burwell, and I usually buy a shirt or two.
Yes.
When I'm there. Jody sells me a shirt or two under the big red boot. So I'm going to see if I can get Tina to ask Jody to pick me out a shirt or two.
Oh man, I would love that. So you're gonna let them outfit you.
Well, I want long sleeve shirts up there. I love them.
Now, do you want the snaps or the buttons?
I either or. I like the snaps. Ariat fit me pretty good. So if you guys are listening, I'd sure like to see a couple shirts come back, and you can charge it on Jeremy's card.
There you go.
So we'll see if that works. More importantly, let's find out more about the Burwell Rodeo right after this newscast.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Biden will deliver his first address since he dropped his re-election bid tonight from the Oval Office. His choice for a replacement, Vice President Kamala Harris, will campaign in Indianapolis today. CBS's Finn Gomez.
In speaking to people close to Harris and close to the campaign, they feel there's a certain enthusiasm and energy that has now been added that had been lacking in recent months.
The Republican nominee, former President Donald Trump, will campaign in North Carolina. Dozens of wildfires are still raging in the West, and it's not just an American problem. This official in Alberta, Canada, says
police are actively going house to house, to apartments, speaking with these people and encouraging them to leave because it is so volatile.
Salt Lake City's officially been awarded the 2034 Winter Olympics after no other city was interested. Utah Governor Spencer Cox.
We're back, baby. The Olympics are coming back.
Salt Lake hosted the 2002 Winter Games. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb not expected to report to the team's training camp on Wednesday as he is looking for a contract extension. Meanwhile, 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is reported to training camp despite requesting a trade last week. In baseball games of note, the Astros lose to the A's 8-2, while the Mariners fall to the Angels 5-1. So Seattle and Houston remain tied for the AL West lead. Dodgers won their 5th in a row, beating the Giants 5-2. They lead the NL West. Phillies on top in the NL East, shut out the Twins 3-0. Minnesota holding on to the number 2 wildcard spot in the American League. Brewers edge the Cubs 1-0. Milwaukee on top in the NL Central. AL Central leading Guardians edge the Tigers 5-4. Orioles lose to the Marlins 6-3, while the Mets get by the Yankees 3-2. Mets are holding on to the final wildcard spot in the National League. Baltimore still a game and a half up on New York for the top spot in the AL East, while the Yankees are the number 1 wildcard team in the American League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Today, with daytime highs approaching 91. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows around 65. High temperatures reach up to 94. Tomorrow, mainly clear skies. Low 90s Friday and Saturday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
9:06, 69 degrees outside under a sunny sky. Winds not a factor so far today. Barometric pressure steady at 3015. Humidity at 86%. That's a look at weather and news at 9. As promised, we're going to Burwell to find out about Nebraska's big rodeo.
All right, can't wait.
So much fun. We're going to turn it over to you, Jeremy.
Oh, okay, Dave. Hey, if you would, I just need a couple more minutes. Sorry to send it back your direction, but if you could read the sponsors and then toss it back our direction, Dave, that would be awesome. We just kind of got a couple other things to get ready on this end, and then we'll be ready for you. If that would work, if you'd be able to do that, that'd be awesome. But we're just about ready to go here in Burwell.
All right, very good. That sounds great. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Brent will read those sponsors for you. As a matter of fact, here's a word from Burwell Livestock.
Burwell is doing it big again for Nebraska's Big Rodeo, and your friends at Burwell Livestock want to see you there. They're proud to support the hard work that goes into each year's shows and performances, and they hope this year helps make a lot of memories for participants and spectators. Performances take place each night at 7 o'clock, Wednesday through Saturday. Talk to Todd or Jack about marketing your cattle at Burwell Livestock. Have fun this weekend at Nebraska's Big Rodeo.
GK Wine and Spirits is open for you Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday from noon until 10. Right now, save on 24 packs of Butter Bud Light, $24.98. 12 packs of Cork Hard Seltzer mixed packs are $16.98. Chambord Black Raspberry Liqueur is $33.98 in a 750 milliliter bottle. Or choose Bullet Bourbon 95 Rye or Frontier Whiskey, $32.98. Handles of Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey are marked at $30.98. GK Wine and Spirits at the back of the grocery cart, Broken Bow.
ADM Regenerations is the industry's leading program for rewarding ag producers for conservation practices on their farms. ADM makes it easy to enroll and participate. There are no long-term commitments, and we pay generously for practices like cover crops, emission scoring, no-till, and nutrient management practices. ADM appreciates all you do to protect your land and legacy, and we believe you should be rewarded for it. To learn more about your state's incentives, visit admregenerations.com.
8 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. We're going to Burwell here in just a little bit, and Brent Apperson will thank our sponsors of this remote broadcast.
Yes, we will. Thanks to Nebraska's Big Rodeo, July 24th, starting today through the 27th, with performances starting at 7 o'clock every night. For ticket information, you can go to nebraskasbigrodeo.com. Trotter Woe and Go, Trotter Feed in Burwell. While in town for the rodeo, stop in and fuel up at any of their locations. Burwell Livestock welcomes you to Nebraska's Big Rodeo in Burwell. And when you're in Burwell, you got to swing by the Pizza Palace, because pizza and rodeo is a Burwell thing. Downtown on the square, they will have their breakfast and lunch buffet going on. Dine in and carry out, and don't forget their frozen pizza and pastas available. Also, we say thanks to Rouse Hydraulic Rakes. Be sure to check out their booth at the fairgrounds this week. You can also find them online at Rouse, R-O-W-S-E, rakes.com. Dry Creek Western Wear. A lot of things happen there. In fact, that's where our remote will take place. It's rodeo time, offering 10% off boots and hats. Also receive one free Nebraska's Big Rodeo ticket with every $75 spent on Wrangler products. North Side Bar invites you to stop in for live music. On Friday, they have 3 bands starting at 5, and then 4 bands on Saturday starting at 11:30 in the morning. Saturday morning is a Bloody Mary bar, and at noon, a food buffet. Saturday is full of shenanigans, and don't forget to take your try at the Buckin' Machine. It's all happening at the North Side Bar in Burwell during Nebraska's Big Rodeo. Today's remote also brought to you by Great Western Gas. Contact them for all your residential and farm propane needs. Also stop in and check out their Green Mountain Grills and Supplies in Sargent and Burwell. The number is 346-4663. Taney Farm Services, proud to support the Nebraska's Big Rodeo. Contact them for all your farm service needs. Call 308-346-5250. Locations in Burwell and Valentine. And we also say thanks this year to CarQuest Auto Parts. Schneider's Parts House welcomes you to stop in and check out the oil sale going on, as well as oil dry and those blue shop towels you can never have enough of. And customers get free popcorn and a free popsicle for the kids. That's happening at Schneider's Parts House in Burwell during Nebraska's Big Rodeo.
It's big, all right. Thanks to all those sponsors. We appreciate it. We're going to take a 90-second timeout, and then we're going to Burwell.
The warm season is here. Feeling motivated to get some projects done? Your first stop should be Ansley Lumber and Supply. If you aren't as motivated as you'd like to be, when you see the quality products and materials they sell to put on your home, you'll be ready to go. Composite decking from TimberTech and Armadillo will stand the test of time. Pella and Marvin windows will keep the outside air out and the inside air in. Top it all with Tamco Titan XT roofing, tough like a roof should be. Metal is another option for your barn-dominium shop or other roof as well. Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley.
Convenience. It's something we all look for in our day-to-day life, and sometimes it can be hard to find. Fortunately for you, you can stop looking for more convenient ways to bank. At Bruning Bank, our online and mobile banking is there whenever you need it to make sure your finances are in order. From keeping tabs on your account to setting up spending controls when you're on vacation, you are in control. And with a lot of the scams and fraud in today's world, you can look at the checks you write, transactions on your account, and set up alerts. It's time to build, grow, and thrive. Call Bruning Bank today. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Ag producers, now's the time for warm season soil builder cover crop mixes from AeroSeed. There are several mixes to provide additional grazing, hay, and forage resources while building your soil. Choose from a standard mix for cover cropping and grazing, a midsummer grazing blend, multi-cut hay mix, a summer plant for winter grazing mix, or warm season silage blend. Log on to aeroseed.com or visit with your local AeroSeed dealer to learn more about these summer soil builder mixes for grazing, hay, and silage.
Well, we'll be hearing from Jeremy next. He's at Under the Boot, the Big Red Boot, the Western clothing store there, which is full of just everything you can think of as far as things to put on your back.
Yep, and they love Rodeo Week.
Oh, they love it. Let's find out what's going on in Burwell. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Yes, we are in Burwell. We are at Dry Creek Western Wear. As you heard Dave saying there, we are under the Big Red Boot. So when you're coming to Burwell, make sure you come and check it out. And we're just going to hop right into things. The guys thanked our sponsors on the air, allowing us to be here to talk to several different guests throughout the morning here. And our first guest is Robbie. Robbie, how you doing?
Rockin' Robbie Hodges here. Yep, you bet.
Rockin' Robbie.
What an honor it is to get to come back here. I was here 2 years ago. Justin Rumford and I swapped this rodeo back and forth, I think, for the next 35 years. It's going to be awesome. So we caught Jess at a moment, so he booked us for that long. But we're going to have a good time. Man, when I pulled in here, you could just tell a difference with the new bleachers and stuff that they've done and how hard these folks have worked here. So incredible. I mean, I think, honestly, the first thing I felt was it's going to be everybody's a little closer to the action now.
Yeah.
They go up higher, but it's going to be great. You're going to get to see some cool stuff. Of course, Butler and Sons Rodeo Company are, one of the only Triple Crown winners, we call it. They won the Bareback Horse of the Year, Saddle Bronc of the Year, and Bull of the Year in the same year. So they're incredible. Yep. It's going to be a great rodeo. People are coming from Cheyenne. You're going to get all the great contestants this year. And you're going to get to see some new acts and some stuff. I like to do a lot of audience participation stuff, so you might get to be part of it.
You kind of strike me as a people person.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I have a good time with everybody. I'm not going to lie. It's the greatest job in the world. I wake up every day glad to get to do this, being a rodeo clown. And except when I'm in there with Benny's Bulls, I'm not too glad I'm a rodeo clown, but they're tough.
Yeah.
What a tradition here. This town just gets so... When you pull into the square, you notice the old buck and shoots and the stuff, and nothing makes an entertainer happier than when the town knows that it's going on.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And the town knows it's going on. The state and even the whole central part of America knows it's going on. It's special.
Yep, we got some dignitaries from Nebraska University coming. You got the volleyball coach. We got some other stuff going on. He's the Grand Marshal for the parade this year, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. The governor and some of those guys, those guys will come too, but they ain't nothing like the volleyball coach.
Yeah,
so,
we're big into volleyball here.
I know that's right. I'm really not. I'm not that tall. Basketball and volleyball were not my two choices.
No. What was your sport of choice?
Miniature golf.
There you go.
Yes, at my height.
Okay, so that works well. Yeah. And you didn't use the biggest club.
No, I used a hockey
down.
stick. It was so much easier.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You guys come out. Give us 2 hours of your time, and let us entertain you. This world's a mess right now, and let's just give us your ear for a couple hours, and let's forget all about that nonsense, and let's just have a good time.
All right. I like the way you think.
You bet, man.
Well, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you so much. We're going to have a good time out here. And one more thing, when you're sitting in those hot bleachers this weekend and you think about how hot those bleachers are, walk by maybe and put a couple dollars, if you got a couple extra, in these buckets at the end of it. We're trying to put a fund together and try to get this thing, we were handed a pretty bad, blow here with the tornado and stuff, and just if you got any extra change, whatever, just drop it in the old milk jug at the end of the thing, and we'll get these bleachers covered, and you'll be a lot more comfortable in the next years. They've worked so hard here, and struggled and tried to get this and took risks, to make people comfortable. So
many hands make light work.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes with donations, too. It all adds up.
That back grandstand holds 5,000 people. If everybody would give, $5, $2, just think about it when you're sitting out there on those hot bleachers.
There you go.
They can be covered really easy.
All right.
Well,
thanks, Robbie.
You bet.
Appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time.
much.
Nice
you
to meet
bet.
you.
Absolutely.
All right. We've got a couple of microphones open, and whoever wants to come up next is welcome to do so. Come on over. Grab a mic. I might have a couple of you share a mic. Yep, grab that one there.
Here, you keep that one.
Okay. And if I could, have all of you introduce yourselves, and we'll talk a little bit about your role in Nebraska's Big Rodeo. Go ahead.
I'm Shyla Navarre.
I'm Lena Navarre. And I'm Clara Navarre.
Okay, and you three do what with the rodeo?
We are the trick riders. And so we'll be performing during the rodeo, and so we'll be doing like gymnastics on horseback on the track, and then we have a new act this year, and I'll be doing a new whip act, so I'll be using bull whips.
Okay, so I am sure that you three get this all the time, but gymnastics is difficult enough. But when you say gymnastics on an animal, people probably are pretty impressed with that and throw around the word crazy sometimes.
Yes.
Do you get that a lot?
Yes.
So I know you don't want to give away too much about your performance, but just kind of entice everybody out there what they're going to see when they come and see you perform. You're at all of the performances?
Yes. We'll be performing every night, and so we're going to be in these flashy costumes, and we're going to have fast horses, and we're going to be hanging upside down and standing up and all kinds of crazy things.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. What each of you tell me kind of your favorite part of your act, if you would. What's your favorite thing that you do as a part of your act?
Well, my favorite part, especially about coming to Burwell, is seeing everybody in the stands. There are so many people, and just entertaining people with things I love is the best part about our job.
Okay.
Yes, I love seeing the crowd in the stands and interacting with them, and I love to trick ride.
Okay.
I just love doing what I do, and I don't really know.
You like the crowd too, I'm guessing? You all three seem like you like the crowd energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, wish you the best of luck with your performance, and good luck with your new performance. Been practicing that for a while?
Yes, we have. The whip act is something we've kind of done, but we've never done it here, so we're really excited to show Burwell our new stuff.
Very good. And if you folks are listening and you're coming out to one of the performances, they want to hear you be loud, because like a lot of performers, you like feeding off that energy.
Yes.
Okay. Anything that I didn't ask you about your performance that you want to make sure to let people know?
I will be helping Shiloh with the whips too.
Okay. All right. Great. Got your own, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Have you been doing that for a while now?
For a little bit. For the most part.
Yeah. Probably 100% more than I've been doing it, so you're good to go. I'd trust you a lot more within your hands than myself, that's for sure. Well, thank you three, and thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us, and we hope everyone comes and sees you at the rodeo.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us. Everybody come out to the rodeo.
All right. Thanks for the invite, and thanks for taking the time. All right, I'll grab those from you. Okay, looks like we're going to have our queens come up next. Each of you grab a mic there. If you would, introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Briley Thompson, and I am the 2023 Miss Burwell Rodeo.
Hey, y'all. I'm Carter Johnson, your Little Miss Burwell 2023.
Great. And talk a little. I asked this question. It's just an overarching question about what the two of you do, how it works, and kind of the process of what you both do during the rodeo, and kind of the different things you're involved in throughout the whole time, because I know you have a busy schedule.
Yeah, so a little bit of what our job entails. I'll be carrying the American flag tonight, and we get to interact with the fans, sign autographs, help clear the arena, and ultimately just be there to do whatever they need us to do.
Okay. And you take a lot of pictures. That's what I've learned over the years. You take a lot of pictures with a lot of little girls that look up to you both, right?
Yeah, we take a lot of pictures. You definitely get used to, stopping with anyone that once won. But it really is just so fun to interact with those young kids and encourage them to get involved in rodeo.
Great. And as far as yourself, are you going to be out on a horse as well?
Yes, I'm going to be out on my horse, Louie.
Louie, okay. And your horse's name is?
My horse's name is Doug. He's my brother's heel horse, so he's going to be taking care of me tonight.
Louie and Doug. Can't beat that. Now that sounds like a duo. Awesome. Talk about the time outside of the rodeo and kind of, because when you're named to the positions that you're both in, it's kind of a year-long commitment, obviously. You both had 2023 in your title. Talk about the past year and what you've been doing.
Right, yeah. So this is actually me and Carter's last day as Little Miss Burwell Rodeo and Miss Burwell Rodeo. So what our last year has looked like is I've traveled everywhere from Ponca to Crawford and from Burwell to Hastings and about everywhere in between that I could go to, from different school visits to just different rodeos. I've just gone everywhere that I could possibly go to on the weekends, and I know Carter's traveled a lot as well.
I went to the Miss Rodeo Nebraska fashion show, and and I wore my favorite outfit. It was a sparkly jumpsuit that I wore at the style show at Burwell. It's my favorite of all time. And I went to the Wahoo Rodeo I'm pulling a blank. My second.
You've been a lot of places is what you're getting at. It's hard to keep them all straight, I'm sure. But you mentioned it's your last day in these positions. Talk a little bit about that moment for you when you were named to these positions and what it's like kind of now being ready to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, you spend so much time, like months preparing for a pageant, and then when you're lucky enough to win, you're just so excited. But that's really when the work just begins, and you get to start planning your year and what you want to represent. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds. But being in Burwell has been my absolute favorite, and it's a title I'll cherish for forever. So I'm sad to hand it down, but I'm really excited to see what the next girl does with her year, because I know my year has been truly amazing, and I'm really thankful that I had this opportunity.
Great. Well, we wish you both the best, and congratulations, and thank you for being in your position. I know that a lot of little girls look up to what you do and aspire to that same position. I know it was probably the same for you both when you were younger as well.
Yeah, for sure. I always remember looking up to Miss Rodeo Nebraska's and Miss Rodeo Burwell, so it's exciting to be that person now, to have people look up to you and to just set a good example for those future generations.
Great. Well, I know you're both very busy. Thank you very much. Send one last invite to everyone out there to come to Nebraska's Big Rodeo, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the 103rd birthday of Nebraska's Big Rodeo, and we would love to have you there. And Carter and I will make sure to wave at you, so come out to the rodeo.
All right. Thanks, you two.
Thank you.
All right. We'll set up and bring up our next guest. Thank you very much. Have a mic there, if you would. Travis, there you are. Good. How are you two doing?
Good, great.
Good. Introduce yourselves to our viewing and listening audience, if you would.
I'm Jess Helgoth. I'm president of the Fair and Rodeo Board, and I want to thank you for coming to town.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yep, I'm Travis Shawta, the announcer here in Burwell.
All right. Well, lots of things going on. It's been going on, and it's really going to pick up. It's already started yet this morning elsewhere here in Burwell. Where do we want to hop in, guys?
Well, yeah, it actually kicked off Sunday night with our county fun day. But, yeah, tonight's the first performance of the Nebraska's Big Rodeo, and your first chance to really get to see all the new grandstands out there. The north and the east side are all brand new, and kind of an eye-popping experience when you pull into the grounds. If you haven't been through Burwell yet, you're going to be quite amazed, I think, when you see the new grandstands.
Robbie touched on it a little bit, and I wanted to make sure to circle back to that part of the conversation. You two guys are the perfect ones to do it with. Burwell has been through a journey as a town and a community, but at the rodeo grounds as well, because it's such a gem as a part of Burwell here. Talk about the journey that has happened since that damage has been sustained and how everyone has just come together to make the grounds look the way that they do today. It's amazing.
Well, yeah, it is, and it all started, back in May, a little over 2 years ago, when we had that 120-mile-an-hour tornado wind, whatever the National Weather Service wants to call it. Everybody knows it was a tornado here because they've seen it, but it was hard to see something that was there for 101 years just totally get destroyed in a matter of minutes and or even seconds, really. But we kind of came together. We have some big time people that are in love with this rodeo. Senator Ricketts now, he was governor, and even Governor Pillen today. Those guys love this town, love this rodeo, and they kind of helped us get, Senator Ricketts helped us get in touch kind of with FEMA, and the FEMA people came up and looked everything over and went over a plan with us and said, you know what, if we could make this a storm shelter type deal, we have all kinds of help for you. And so we kind of jumped on board with it, and unfortunately it's not all done this year, but you can kind of see what's going to take place by this time next year, and it's going to be one of the best facilities for sure in the state of Nebraska. It's just you're not going to go to another rodeo in Nebraska and see anything quite like this. And it just takes a community like Burwell, a bunch of hard-working, ranch people is what Burwell was built on. And those are the kind of people that make this rodeo happen. And if it wasn't for the volunteers, this rodeo would never happen. And it's been going on now for 103 years of Burwell volunteers, and we have other area volunteers. I mean, the surrounding area, Erickson, Ord, Taylor, they help us out quite a bit too. So I mean, it's more than just Burwell, but it takes a big volunteer support to make this thing go.
I think when that storm decided to hit this particular area, the whole world really knew that it wasn't a question of if Burwell's going to be able to come out of it, it was when. And it was a journey that started that very next morning, certainly, and it's exciting to see where it's coming to.
Yeah, it is, and it did start right away, with cleanup and stuff right away, because we had to get ready for the rodeo in a couple months. Mm-hmm. So, we had her cleared up and set up, and a lot of people thought Burwell was going to cancel, and we ended up getting in the Hall of Fame that year as a Hall of Fame rodeo. So, the United States, the world knew, when Burwell happened, Burwell's just popular enough for a little town. They knew what kind of people we had here in Burwell, and they knew we were going to rebuild.
Yep. And rebuild you did. And like you said, it's a process that's still ongoing, but lots of cool things for people to see this year. And there's a gentleman to your right that gets a unique perspective on everything up there in the announcer stand. Travis, thanks for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here. Thanks for coming over.
Excited for the rodeo. I know you are. I don't have to ask you that.
No, you don't.
But it's going to be a fun few days here coming up.
It's going to be a blast the next 4 days. Unlike Robbie, who embellishes a little bit, Robbie Hodges, he said he had the best job in rodeo. And it does per the amount he works, because he works about 20 minutes for the whole rodeo. I work for 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I have the best job. I definitely have the best seat. And the volunteers, the committee, the contractor, they just put me in a position to succeed. So when I'm commenting on the Flying Arena Stars, who was at the NFR last year, when I'm commenting, working with Robbie Hodges, who's been at the NFR, Cowboys, we have #1 barrel racer coming to town, top 2 or 3 teams in the team roping coming to town, all those things, they put me in a position to succeed, and it makes my job easy. So I'm just kind of a fan that just gets to express themselves. But I'm like Jess, I'm really excited about all the new this year with the East End and the North End. and there's so much buzz about bringing Coach Cook to town for our Grand Marshal this week, and he's excited, and so that makes me excited.
Coach Cook is not shy behind a microphone. You're going to try
Not
to
at
get
all.
him up there a little bit?
Yeah, we'll probably do an interview with him during the rodeo at some time. And so, yeah, you don't really interview him. You just give him the mic and get out of the way. Probably what you think you do with me. But anyway, no, he is not shy at all, but he is absolutely fallen in love with this region, coming out here. And so we're excited to have him here.
Now, you kind of mentioned some things there in your opening about some things that are going to be seen by the spectators this year. Talk about some of the things that visitors to Nebraska's Big Rodeo are going to see this year that you're all pumped up about.
Well, it's a unique rodeo in the fact that there's 8 traditional events in pro rodeo. Rough stock, we call it, bareback riding, saddle bronc riding, bull riding, time event. You have ladies breakaway, which is a new event and doing quite well. Tie down roping, team roping, barrel racing, and steer wrestling. So those are your unique, or not unique events. They are standard PRCA events throughout America. But at Burwell, you have the track. And on the track, you'll have Indian relay races. There's only about 8 to 10 rodeos in America that offer that. We talk about the trick riding. We talk about Robbie. We talk about the Dinner Bell Derby, which is a long tradition here in Burwell. But then everybody's favorite is the wild horse race. And again, wild horse racing maybe isn't totally unique to some rodeos, but the format is here with the track that goes all the way around. So we're talking Calgary, Pendleton, Cheyenne, and Burwell are the big ones that offer wild horse racing with the track. And so unless you want to drive 400 miles or 1,000 miles or get a passport, this is your best place to come watch that. And you have a lot of locals in it too. You know, people, we're on 2 and 3 generations of ranch kids, locals that have been in that wild horse race now for 2 or 3 generations. So definitely that is unique to Burwell. And that's on the track and right in front of everybody, and it because we use the track, everybody gets to see some form or fashion of that deal.
Tradition is a word that we use every year when we come here to Burwell, and I think you just defined it there for us in a few sentences. It surrounds everything. It surrounds the businesses outside of the arena itself, the grandstands, and the spectators and the contestants as well. It's all about tradition, and if this is your first year coming to Burwell for the rodeo or it's your 50th, it's always going to feel that way.
Well, we think so. There's a reason it's a Hall of Fame rodeo. Only 2 rodeos in Nebraska that can lay claim to being a Hall of Fame rodeo. There's less than 60 in America and Canada that can lay that claim. And so that's a pretty big deal for this community. And so basically the Hall of Fame was recognition of that tradition and hard work. And now our job is to elevate it from here, to continue to elevate from here. My family goes back here quite a ways. My grandpa, so Burwell Rodeo started in 1921. He was 12, and in 1929 he won the steer riding here. And what he won was a suit of clothes and a train ride to go to Grand Island to get the suit of clothes. That's what he won. So he got on the train in Anselmo, Nebraska, rode it to Grand Island, and got to go pick out a literal suit of clothes at a store in Grand Island. I think that was before Dry Creek was open, and then came back to Anselmo. So you can imagine a 12-year-old riding a train to go get a suit of clothes. That was a pretty big deal. His dad, my great-great-grandpa, was a pickup man at one of the first rodeos here. And so our family tradition goes back quite a ways. So for me, it's a lot of nostalgia to even be a part of it, and in the same soil as all the greats that have been Grand Marshals here, the Larry Mahans, the Jim Shoulders, the Homer Stokes, and all those Boucher, all those big legendary names, Ty Murray, Lane Frost, that you see around here. To be just even a sentence included in a sentence with some of those greats is pretty cool.
Very cool. And the story that you just gave stories like that are going to be thrown around all over Burwell over the next few days. That's part of the fun as well, is the memories made and the memories that you've heard from previous generations as well.
Yeah.
Travis and Jess, is there anything I didn't ask you about that you wanted to make sure to let people know about what's going on in Burwell the next few days? The number one message is just get here.
Get here.
Yeah,
get here. Yeah.
Get here, and especially if you're planning on coming Friday and Saturday night, get here and get here early. Get your tickets. Not gonna say it's gonna be a sellout, but it's pointing to that direction for Friday,
all things are leading to
night.
sellout on Friday and Saturday.
So-
I'd hate for somebody to show up at 7:10 on Friday night or 7:30 and not have a ticket. Seriously, that would be a bad deal.
Us Huskers, we like to sell out things. So
And Coach Cook knows a little thing or two about that as well.
He does.
And of course, you get a free rodeo ticket with every $75 a Wrangler purchased here at Dry Creek Western Wear. So it's a pretty good deal to come get a pair of jeans here, a shirt here, and then they'll give you a rodeo ticket. So.
There you go. All right. Good way to get your ticket.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks, you two.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Tina.
All right. Grab these mics, and we'll see who else wants it. Is Jody? She'll be ready here in a second, and I don't think I see anybody else around us hiding at the moment. Jody's ready to talk. I'll hand you that one there. Toss this one here. Thank you for hosting us this morning, Jody.
Yes, it's always wonderful to have you guys here. It's a great way to kick off rodeo.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I always comment on the store. Just as full, if not more full than it was last year. Do you think if you had to count every single retail item in here, what would that number be?
Which unfortunately we have to do that in January for tax purposes, and it's always like it's always like blows my mind, and that's after Christmas, and we always really stock up for rodeo. As a matter of fact, we got 30 boxes of Wrangler products on Monday.
Wow. And probably not small boxes.
No,
either.
They weren't small boxes. And it was great, though, because with our ticket promotion this week for a free ticket to the rodeo with every $75 worth of Wrangler products that you purchase, we were tickled pink to get those because we could really stock up. And so we got new men's jeans, boys jeans, new women's jeans. We got a ton of new men's shirts. And so we're stocked up and ready for people to come in, buy Wrangler, and get a ticket to see Nebraska's big rodeo this week.
That's a great deal, and I know it's something you've been doing for a while. If you're going to buy a ticket and you wear clothes,
yes,
why wouldn't you take advantage of it?
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
Great. And it's easy for people to find you. Just look for the Big Red Boot.
Exactly. Just go downtown Burwell, look up, and where the Big Red Boot is where we'll be at.
Talk a little bit about kind of what you've been up to the last year. I know we always kind of get a catch up on any new products that you have or things that you've had going on. How's it been going the last year?
We have been very busy and very blessed to be busy. A couple of new things that we picked up, though, is we picked up Higher Boots, which are a wonderful custom feel manufactured boots from a very, very old boot company that started in the 1800s.
Okay.
And we now carry Hires. They have a wonderful fit and a very good support through the arch, and they're an all leather boot, which is kind of hard to find anymore, as far as even the footbed being a leather footbed. So you got to come in and try those on. Okay. And then we also have, we carry them off and on. When we get to go down to Dallas to market, we always order up on a company called XOXO, and it's a mother-daughter from Dallas, Texas, and they have all their own artwork, and they let you customize the t-shirt. So behind you can see the t-shirt with the steer jumping on the sign, and it says Dry Creek Western Wear. They allow us to change some of because everything's small production, we can change the wording around. We have a bunch that say Burwell Rodeo on them in the year. Wow. And that is fun. So we kind of had a really fun time designing those for this year. And then we have a new sign company that we got that everything's like a shadow box.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and they're very rustic, very old, retro-looking signage, and that was fun to get in this year. So those are a few of the new things that we've got. And of course, we have Wrangler. We also carry Ariat. We carry Twisted X. We carry, all of the popular brands. We have American felt hats. We're out of the straws. I think there's one American straw back there, but we've got plenty of American felts. We still have plenty of straw hats to pick from. Which, by the way, speaking of boots and hats, they're 10% off this whole week for rodeo through Saturday.
And if you wear boots or hat, you're going to need another one eventually. So
Exactly.
why not make it right now?
Yeah, might as well buy them while they're discounted.
And great Montana silversmith selection over here as well. That's always something that
Yes.
everyone needs to make sure they check out when they come in.
Yes, it does. And I'm sure you didn't notice, but we have lots of nice purses.
Okay, no, I didn't catch the purses. No, I didn't. But purses about everywhere you look.
Yeah, there's purses all over. And there's a lot of really cool purses, some very, very, very Western. We've got hair-on ones, some with some beautiful conchos on them. So that's always something that's fun for the ladies to come in and look, because a purse and a wallet are so personal, and you kind of have to see those, open it up, make sure they have all the right pockets. And so we try to have a nice little variety of purses too to look at.
And from my perspective, the thing that I always like about Western clothing is, in a lot of ways, even if you don't typically wear Western clothing, or you're not riding a horse or going out on the ranch and things like that, they just fit different. If you're a taller guy such as myself, they fit a little bit better. They're a little bit longer, and they're made out of quality materials that are going to last, which is harder and harder to find in clothing these days.
It definitely is. And also the nice thing is, in the Western industry, especially for the guys and also the ladies, when you're riding, you want your jeans to hang a little bit longer so they don't creep up your legs. So they always have made, especially in the men's, up to a 40 length. And it's hard when you're tall like you are to find anything over a 34 length. And the other thing is that sometimes the Western stuff might cost a slight bit more, but the quality, because it's made to last. It's not made to just wear a couple of times a year. It's made to wear day in, day out, for everybody who's out ranching, farming, on the job, and have active outside lives. Those clothes are made to last, and they do have a better fit. They're, you don't get nearly the shrinkage you do from some of the other companies, and it's just a better quality.
And if it lasts a few years on a ranch in the hardest work environments known to man, for me, at my office chair, it's going to last like 2 decades, right? As long as I don't outgrow them.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing that has been really nice is a lot of your Western labels, like Cinch, like Ariat, like Wrangler, have really stepped up to the plate and made sure that they do a lot of crossover clothes. So there's an awful lot of stuff in here with a Western label that doesn't look Western at all.
Sure.
They realize that the cowboys and the ranchers might want to wear that day in, day out, or in the arena. But a lot of times when they're out of the arena, or the ranchers come into town to go out for supper, they want to wear something that might either be a little more trendy or a little dressier. And so they really pay attention to that and take care of their customers all the way around. So everything that has a Western label doesn't necessarily look die-hard Western either.
The Western fashion world was kind of ahead of the curve as far as the rest of the fashion world when it came to fun patterns and big, bold things. That's been something that's been in Western clothing for a while.
Yes.
And they just kind of keep getting bigger and bolder, don't they?
They do. And they do an awful lot of fun things. Cinch has a whole line of shirts that are called camp shirts. So they're a notched collared, short-sleeved, more casual shirt that buttons. And they do the funnest patterns, like the big wild Hawaiian one there. And then they have a fun summertime one with beach balls and sunglasses. And they're just fun.
Yeah.
They're really fun. And that stuff sells really well because, sometimes you want something that looks serious and sometimes you just want fun.
All right. Well, and you've got serious and fun and dressy and everything in between here. Before we went on the air, we were talking a little bit. You kind of had a rundown here at your store about all the things going on. And you were kind of touching on a couple of these things before we went on the air. What are some things regarding all of the pageantry and all the fun over the next couple of days that you want to make sure to let people know about?
Well, we talk about the rodeo a lot. And it really, honestly, and I think across the whole entire nation, it is one of the top performances that you can go see for a rodeo for pure entertainment. And that, of course, as you guys have already talked about, is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings, starting at 7:30. But also, our fair is going on right now, the Garfield County Fair, and a lot of times people don't realize that there's like all kinds of extra things to do when you get here and you go out to the rodeo grounds. You can go through all of the fair exhibits while you're here. You can go and watch the livestock shows. Like today, they're showing sheep and goats this morning, so you can go and you can watch them. They have their premium auction is on Saturday afternoon. And so you can go help the kids out there and help them pay for all the feed and the hard work they've put into their animals over the year with the premium auction. And of course, you know, with John Cook being here, being our Grand Marshal, you don't want to miss the parade this year.
Do not miss it.
Do not miss the parade on Saturday morning. And Saturday is going to be read out here in Burwell. And we're excited. We all have our John Cook T-shirts to wear here at the store on Saturday.
Nice.
And there's still plenty of those for sale out at the fairgrounds at the information booth. So come grab your John Cook T-shirts or at least wear red. Wear red to Burwell on Saturday and support our red out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget your red.
Don't
Everyone
forget
in
your red.
Nebraska's got some red.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like you can't live in Nebraska and not have something red.
Yeah.
Even if you only wear it only on Husker days, you have some red somewhere in your closet.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time and thank you for being our host this morning.
Yes, I'm glad you guys came.
There's a lot of busy people bustling around Burwell right
Yes.
now. You got the fair going. A lot of these kids are doing fair things, and then they're involved with the rodeo because it's a true community effort as well. Everyone's schedules kind of get a little bit busy.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd have it any other way.
I don't think so. And, you know, it amazes me when, you know, people are like, this town's only 1,200 people. I mean, and we have an amazing town anyway. We have a doctor, we have a dentist, 2 lumber yards, 2-part store. We have a Western store, a grocery store, a pharmacy, 2 coffee shops, floral shop. I mean, like, how many towns of 1,200 can boast the type of business that we have, you know, for people to come to year round? But then to host an event like this, where, you know, you have 20 to 30,000 people in town. There's over 26 or 27 Airbnbs in the area. I mean, and there's a lot of lake traffic, but they really step up to the plate. And some people open up their homes, and there is a ton of stuff going on, and there's always people willing to volunteer. And I think that says something about a town of 1,200, how amazing that is.
Takes a village.
It does. It definitely does.
Well, number one things we want to let people know about Dry Creek Western Wear is the hat sale and then the Wrangler deal.
That's right.
Tell them about that again.
Okay, so once again through Saturday, and we're open, by the way, every night until 7 or 7:30, or people quit coming in because the trolleys pick up downtown, and a lot of people will park uptown, jump on the trolley, and go out to the rodeo. So a lot of times we're busy until 7:30 when they start hearing the commotion going on out at the rodeo grounds, because you can hear from here the speakers going. So we have 10% off of all hats and boots all week long. And then for every $75 that you spend with Wrangler, you're going to get a free ticket voucher to the rodeo. So you just take that out to the ticket office and turn it in. It's good for a general admission. And they do let you upgrade to reserve seating if you pay the difference.
Okay.
Which is also really nice that they do that out there for you. So you don't have to necessarily, if you like the West Grandstands where the reserve seating is, then you can upgrade for $5. Your voucher to a reserve seating. So
very nice.
And that goes on all week until our tickets run out.
They've thought of it all.
They have. They have.
Well, thank you for hosting us this morning, and we wish you the best, and happy rodeo time.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jody. Okay. Were there any other guests that we need? Is that okay?
Everybody else showed up.
All right. All right, Tina. Well, we'll thank our sponsors, and then we'll, of course, cruise through the store, and then we'll be on our way. All right. Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.
All right. Before we close here at Dry Creek Western Wear, we want to thank all of the sponsors that made our broadcast possible this morning, and certainly invite you folks out to Burwell for Nebraska's Big Rodeo. Thank you to Nebraska's Big Rodeo, Trotters Woe and Go, and Trotter Feed in Burwell, Burwell Livestock, the Pizza Palace, Rouse Hydraulic Rakes, Dry Creek Western Wear, our hosts this morning, the Northside Bar, Great Western Gas, Taney Farm Service, and CarQuest Auto Parts, Schneider's Parts House Incorporated, for bringing you this broadcast this morning. If you're tuning in on the radio and you want to watch a replay of all of the guests we had this morning, make sure you go and check out the Sand Hills Express YouTube or Facebook pages. That replay will be available after we go unlive here. I'm so used to saying we go live, but before we end the live video here in Burwell. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and with that, we'll send it back to the studios to Dave and Brent.
All right. Thank you very much. 10 minutes before the hour. Make that 9 minutes before the hour. Thanks to Dry Creek Western Wear for hosting the broadcast again this year. And Jody, we appreciate it very much. Appreciate the sponsors who have made our broadcast possible this morning. A couple more things that we need to take care of before we close the show. We're going to give you a chance to register for the $75 Thrive for 75 giveaway, but Brent has a little information he wants to pass first.
We've been talking about all the things that are going on. Nebraska's big rodeo this week. Earlier we were talking about the Custer County Fair, which gets into full swing this weekend and certainly into the early part of next week. Well, going on this week is the Thomas County Fair. And today, the 4-H Livestock Show is going on at the Thomas County Fairgrounds. Tomorrow, it'll be 4-H Entry Day. And from 10 until 5 tomorrow, the Open Art and Photo Show for viewing at Thetford Art Gallery. That's taking place at the Thomas County Fair in the next couple of days. And then as we go into the weekend, just some things we want to highlight. Friday, July 26th, that'll be the Thomas County Fair Ranch Rodeo starting at 5. They'll have their community barbecue at the Thomas County Fairgrounds by Seneca Lodge 284 on Friday evening starting at 5. And then some of the highlights on Saturday, July 27th, they'll have their parade at 11 a.m. The theme this year is I Had the Time of My Life in Thomas County. That'll go through downtown Thetford Saturday morning at 11. And then later on Saturday, they'll have another barbecue at the Thomas County Fairgrounds. They'll do the Sandhills Got Talent show at the Thomas County Fairgrounds from 4 to 6 on Saturday, July 27th. And they'll have some entertainment Saturday evening as well at 8 o'clock with dueling pianos performing at the Thomas County Fairgrounds. Just some of the things coming up during Thomas County Fair, which is this week.
Wow. That's going on. Fair over at Loop City at Sherman County. Burwell Rodeo and Custer County Fair coming up. Again, where do you go in any part of the country where there's so much family fun every weekend?
For a very affordable price.
Yes, very much so. So, now we have just a little time left. Jack's patiently waiting over there. But we're going to eat up most of the hour, Jack, because we're going to give folks 3 minutes to text 308-870-0333. Get your first and last name with that text sent to us at that number, and you'll be registered for the $75 cash prize this Friday. Start texting now.